Freddie Bryant, Upper West Side. I'm a jazz guitarist, also play classical guitar, Brazilian music, Latin music, love the music of the African diaspora. But I was always influenced by, jazz people like Miles and Coltrane and Charles Mingus. And so I continued from there, kept playing jazz and kept playing classical. My roots came from my parents, classical musicians. My mother sang the kind of basically similar repertoire to Paul Robeson. So she sang in 7 different languages. My father was a vocal coach and accompanist, and they played together, and I turned pages for them. So Regina Carter is an amazing player who I've played with a couple times over my career. I just wanted her sound. She sends a brightness and spontaneity and swing and great feel to everything she does. I wanted strings, and she is the voice of that string section. Alvester Garnett, amazing vibe, amazing player, amazing grooves with so many different styles. He's one of the busiest drummers in New York. He's always playing gigs with everybody all the time. And really professional, kept everything together because he was like really the de facto music director, or at least conductor. Donny McCaslin I met in the late 80s when he came to visit New York while being a Berkeley student. Yeah, we did some sessions and played, so I've known him for a long, long time. And he is on one of my CDs called Live Grooves Epic Tales. He gives so much energy to everything that he participates in.
Is a box old folks and children wander by. His bed is a box old folks and children wander by.
So John Benitez, though, man, he has such feel. He has such a depth in the Latin music, and also a feel for giving the music something extra, So I wrote a lot of very specific bass lines out. But, and I knew that he was just going to use them as a start, and I'm really glad because he did such great things with him. So Gwen Laster, is somebody I've worked with, and she's a great player. She's also connected with Regina because they're both from Detroit. So I've said, okay, in my mind, I know that they're going to work well together, and she's a great friend of mine too. So then Akua Dixon, I had just been on her CD. She plays wonderful cello, played with Max Roach, and has just a whole, professional experience. She also knows Regina. So these 3 people I thought would be cohesive as a string group. Same thing with Steve Wilson. I've known him since the early 90s, definitely 91, which is when my first CD was recorded, and he's on that. It's called Take Your Dance into Battle. I just know he brings a lot of beautiful instruments, alto saxophone, the soprano saxophone, but also the flutes, the alto flute and the regular flute, concert flute. Carla Cook is another Detroit connection, and she grew up with Regina and Gwen. You know, I just had a sense of the family of the group. You know, it would be a good group to put together, because it's not like I'm putting strangers together. I just want people to enjoy the groove, the message, and that's it. Thank you, everybody, for coming out. Coming out to Augie's. Yeah, the best club on Broadway.